Hey, shalom, all praises be unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honor unto the elder apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone who are well and taught us his truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. And this is just a quick impromptu video really. And bear me on sec. So okay, yeah. And I was just thinking, from time to time, you've got this demon that resurfaces, and you got people essentially saying that they're King David. Right now you got about like 19 King Davids. I'm joking. I mean, I just call that number, but you got essentially more than one person. Some camps more well known than others, but a lot of people are claiming to be King David right now, right? And we know that's not the case because the spirit of a man can only inhabit one body upon the earth at a time. Now we know who we believe and see clearly in the spirit of the Lord, who we believe King David to be, but it's not that type of lesson, not that type of show. But the point is, everyone wants to be King David, the people that suffer from that David demon, King David demon, they all want to be him because he's a great man of the Lord, right? But, the angle I was thinking of it is from everyone wants to be King David, but nobody wants to be last chosen, and it's all about preeminence, it's all about self-glorification, it's all about the main character syndrome as to why all these people think that they're King David. Okay, yes, he's a man after the Most High's own heart. Yes, he is our king under Yahweh Shai. He's the king of Israel. And yes, he's a great person, the head of the church. But at the end of the day, he comes from humble beginnings, and it is a fact, scripturally, that he was last chosen out of his brethren. Okay, so everyone wants to be this grand guy, right? Not understanding that King David was last chosen amongst his brethren, So that is totally contrary to this preeminence that these people are seeking after. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16. I want to get straight to the point. So I'll start at verse 6, and it says, "It came to pass when they were come, he took on Eliab and said, Surely the Lord's anointed is before me. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance." Do you know what? Let me jump up to verse 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord spake, and came to Bethlehem, Bayaflechem, which means a house of bread. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, Comest thou peaceably? And he said, Peaceably come to sacrifice unto the Lord Jehovah. Sanctify yourselves and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons according to the sacrifice. Bearing in mind, it says Jesse and his sons, right? We know that David's father is Jesse, right? Was Jesse, so his sons were called, okay? All of them, you'd think. And it came to pass when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, Surely the Lord's anointed is before him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on his height, or of his stature, because I have refused him. But the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Then Jesse called Abinadab, and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, Neither hath the Lord chosen this. So Jesse was basically causing his sons to pass by the prophet Samuel one by one, according to what he would perceive for it. And this son of I've got a lot of faith in this son, or this son's tall, and this son's got the stature, and he looks the part. So all of his sons passed before prophet Samuel, right? And I'm going to jump down to verse 11, and it says, And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and with full a beautiful countenance. Okay, meaning that David hadn't yet filled out his man's body in totality. You know, he was still growing, and you know, there's a transition from like a boy's body to a man's body. He hadn't yet he hadn't yet fleshed out fully. He was a bit on the scrawnier side. He ain't filled out his manly body yet. Okay, but he was a, as they say in the islands, my sweet boy. David was he was very good looking. He was a handsome man. Okay, but he was evidently young, and you know, ain't filled out into his manly form, as it were. And with forth a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord said, Arise, anoint him, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. Now the account goes on, you can read it, it's great in your own time. But I did a video yesterday on anointing, you know, signifying the appointing of a position and the Spirit of the Lord being someone, right? But the point is, you know, Samuel had to ask Jesse in verse 11, are here all thy children? David wasn't even considered. Yeah, you wanna run around, I'm King David, yeah, it's me. You know, I'm really the head of the church and all kind of stuff, all kind of crap. But failing to realize, Joseph, wow. David got Jesse on the mind. David wasn't even considered. Okay? So that just goes contrary to seeking that preeminence, man. That vain glory. So I just wanted to bring that out, man. There's a couple of scriptures I could go to, but, you know, I kind of quoted them, man. But just think about that. David wasn't even considered, man. You know, so that pride, that pride of, you know, I'm the guy, just doing everything. I'm the head, I'm the leader. It's all about me. Main character syndrome. Just consider, man. David wasn't even in the runnings to start off with. And these are that amount, man. Shalom.